I remember around about so many months ago now, it was so long, that the only reason football players were taking a knee before matches was for a number of reasons. One of them reasons was the fact that they could get away with it at the time because there was no fans in the stadium. I distinctly remember saying that when fans were allowed back in the stadium, some people were going to be in for a shock. And lo and behold, that's exactly what's happened. You people that keep coming out and telling me or telling everybody else that this taking the knee is just to show a solidarity, it has nothing to do with a political or organisation or anything like that. You clearly have not been out and about and done your research in the last 12 months, have you? Answer me this question. When did the whole kneeling first come about? Who come up with that idea? Do you remember? Because I remember. It was the organisation, the political organisation, after the George Floyd incident. So for you to say it's not political is nonsense, because it is, because it was invented by a political organisation. So people like Gareth Southgate and everything else, stop talking nonsense. Sky Sports, stop talking nonsense. You know exactly what you're doing, and you know exactly why you're doing it. And you can get all up in your arms about people booing all you like, but the fact of the matter is that you are causing this problem. Nobody else is causing this problem, only you. If you think for 1 second that football players are doing this solely on their own back, you're wrong. I remember Ashley Cole saying a while back on a TV interview that half the time players don't even know what they're doing before football matches. You know, when it comes to things like wearing T-shirts at warm-ups, for example. Ashley Cole said it. They don't even know about it. They walk into the change room, they see a T-shirt on the bench, and they're told to wear it while they're warming up. Simple as that. It's the same with this thing. They're not doing it out of their own backs. They're doing it because they're told to. Even Gary Neville said it about their Twitters before. You know, players need to take back control of their own Twitters, because they don't control their Twitters. People tweet things for them. So they're not doing it on their own back. You know, so when I hear like Gary Lineker, for example, saying the reason why players are taking the knee, or the people that are booing are the reason why players are taking the knee, and we're the problem. No, we're not the problem. The problem, Gary, is people like you who work 1 day a week for 8 months and earn over £1 million a year. You're a problem. And then people like Femi who turn around and say that, you know, people that boo, or people that don't kneel and people that boo at football matches are racist. Well, Femi, I hate to break it to you, but there are a number of players, especially in the lower leagues, not the Premier League, but the lower leagues, who actually don't take the knee and have come out and said why they're not taking the knee. And I'm not even going to get into a discussion about Piers Morgan, because he's just a waste of breath, to be quite honest with you. So, you know, Black Lives Matter are a political organisation. Black Lives Matter invented the whole concept of kneeling in front of people. So it's not anything to do with anything else other than a political symbol. And that's the end of it. If players want to keep kneeling, you keep kneeling. But all you're going to find is you're going to see more people booing and booing, because ultimately all we want to see is you getting up off your arse and playing football. That's what we pay for. That's what we want to see. We want to see entertainment. We don't want to see political messages. End of. You know, at the end of the day, the biggest achievement for anti-racism, especially at football, was the Kick It Out campaign. You know, that was hugely successful. Why don't you just get back on that? You know, everyone backed that. Everyone was for that. Yes, there were 1 or 2 minor incidences. There's always 1 or 2 minor incidences. You can't change that. You'll never change that. There are stupid people in this world. There will always be stupid people in this world. It will never change. But Sky Sports the Premier League, the FA, and certain Premier League players is management and PR companies and that. You're creating this problem. Just stop it. Stop taking the knee. Get back on the kick it out campaign. You know, because if Black Lives Matter really matter to you, answer me this question. Why are you, especially Sky News, the media, certain MPs, why are you so, if Black Lives Matter, what happened about Sasha Johnson when she was shot? Does her life not matter then? The incidences we saw at Hyde Park a few days ago with people running around machetes, people getting killed and hurt, do they not matter? The incident at Brixton, is anything to say about that? The incident at Greenwich as well. Do Black Lives matter to you, or is it just name calling that upsets you at the end of the day? Because if so, it's kind of a cheap statement, really, isn't it? Just stop kneeling. That's all you got to do, and come up with something more constructive that is to do with Black lives mattering.